see the next chapter in geography, that is the lesson number 7, human settlements. Okay, so shelter like food and clothing is a basic requirement of man. Man has always shown the tendency to live in groups. Human settlements emerge out of this tendency. Now we all know that man is a social animal, so he likes to live in groups. So the basic needs of man like food, shelter, clothing is the basic requirement of man. And as he started living in groups, thus the human settlement came. This tendency of living in the group emerged out of that emerged the human settlement. So now we can see the different patterns of settlements are there. So one by one we will see all of them. The study of human settlements reflect human relationship with the environment. So the human settlement reflects the human relationship, the relation of human beings with the environment. A human settlement is a process of grouping of people and acquiring of some territory to build houses more or less permanently for economic support. So a human settlement is what it is a process of grouping of people. A group of people comes together and they build the houses. Uh, the houses may be more or less in number. They may be permanent or temporary, but that basic thing is that building of houses. A group of people coming together and building the houses. A place where people live, and that is the house where the people live. Settlements can broadly be divided into two types, that is the rural and urban. Basically, settlements are divided into two. That is, first is the rural and the next one is the urban. The major difference between rural and urban areas is the function. So the important difference between the rural and urban area is their function. According to the function, the differences can be made. Rural areas have predominantly primary activities, whereas urban areas have domination of secondary and tertiary activities. So in rural areas, only the primary activities are carried out, whereas in the urban areas, mostly the secondary and the tertiary activities are carried out. Generally, the rural areas have low density of population than urban. We all know that in rural areas, the population is less as compared to the cities or the urban place, you can say. Patterns mean regular form or order in which series of things occur. So what do you mean by pattern? So pattern is the regular form. It regularly that is formed, and or you can say the order in which a series of things occurs. Means you can, in simple language, you can say the order in which the things go according to the series. When we say settlement pattern, it strictly spatial arrangement or distribution of settlement within a given area. So when we say the settlement patterns, that means distribution of settlement within a given area. Within a given area, the distribution of settlement. That is settlement pattern. The settlement pattern means shape of the village, town as seen from above. So from the above, how the village looks or the town looks, that is called settlement pattern. So the patterns are of three types. First one is the scattered settlement, nucleated settlement, and linear settlement. From the figure, you can understand by looking at the figure only. The scattered settlement is the houses are not very close to each other. They are scattered, means away from each other. In a particular area, they are scattered. Nucleated settlement means the houses are close to each other and they are concentrated among the central point. One central point is there. Around that only the houses are there. And linear settlement is along the roadside or along the river side. They are in the line. The houses are in the line. Now see linear settlement. You can see in the picture also. Linear meaning of linear settlement. A long and narrow settlement with houses spread out in a line along a road, railway, river, sea coast and in foothill region. So along the roads, railways, rivers, sea coast or foothill region, they have a long and narrow settlement. Houses are spread along the line. So they are called as linear settlement. These linear settlements are narrow in shape and they gradually grow in size. They are narrow in shape, but they gradually grow in size. Slowly, slowly start growing. Now scattered or dispersed settlement. Now houses or huts in this type of settlement are far apart from one another. You can see in the picture also the houses, one house is here, then much space is there in the middle, and then the other house is there. So the houses are or the huts are very apart from each other. Generally, such settlements are found in the areas of high relief, dense forests, grasslands, hot deserts, and extensive agricultural land. So these type of settlements are seen where the uh, mountainous region is there, dense forest is there, then the grasslands are there, hot deserts are there, and extensive agricultural land means the most of the land is used for agriculture. So each one of the farmers who are practicing the agriculture, mostly they what they do, they build the house in the farm only. Then the other person build the house in their own farm. So this type of settlement is found there also. Such areas show sparse population and the absence of proper road. And absence of road is there means no proper road is there, and the population is also very sparse means less. Now looking at the figure, you can see uh, the it is a map of India, and you can see the different color shades are used. So you can see the light color, it is the shade of the purple color, and it is from very light to it is becoming darker and darker. So the darkest place is showing that the percentage of population, urban population is more in that state, whereas the light shows that it is very less in that particular state. So now you can see from 0 to 20 urban population percentage category. So according to the percentage, we will see which states is coming under which. So 0 to 20, Himachal Pradesh, Bihar, Assam, and Odisha. So these are having the least urban population. Then the next one, 21 to 40, that is Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and Andaman Nicobar Island. So these are having just 21 to 40 percentage of urban population. Now 41 to 60, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Mizoram. Then the next is 61 to 80, Goa, Pondicherry, Daman and Diu, and Lakshadweep. Now the highest urban population is where? In the Chandigarh and NCT of Delhi. Now you can see the ratio of urbanization is where? Lowest means we have seen the first category, that is the lowest one. Jammu and Kashmir, you can see Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, and Bihar. These are having the very lowest ratio of urbanization. Means urban population is very low in these states. The ratio urbanization is high. Here the urbanization ratio is high. So which states are those? Gujarat, Maharashtra, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So most of the population lives in the urban in these states. Now here you can see more than 80% of the population live in urban areas, where that is in Delhi. In Delhi, 80% of the population lives in the cities, and here about 62% of the population live in the urban areas, where that place is Goa. Now, settlement patterns in India. Now, looking at the figures A and B, study the two types of settlement patterns in India given in the figure A and B and answer the following questions. Now, we will see the questions one by one. Which one is a nucleated settlement? Why? Now the first one, A, is the nucleated state settlement. Why? Because human settlement is clustered around a central point. So you can see this around a central point. The human settlements are clustered, means they are concentrated or around a central point. This is a satellite image. So the next one is, which one is a dispersed settlement? What would be the reason behind it? Now the figure B is showing the dispersed settlement, and what is the reason? The houses are spread out over a wide area. So when the houses are spread out over a big area, wide area, that settlement is dispersed settlement. Can you guess in which region are these settlements located in India? Now nucleated settlements are found throughout the plateau region of Narmada Valley, paddy lands in Bihar, UP. Vindhyan Plateau, and several other cultivated parts of India. So, nucleated patterns are found in these regions in India. You can see in the figure the Vindhya Plateau is shown there, where cultivation there. This most of the part, the nucleated part is that the cultivation is carried over there. The nucleated patterns are found in throughout the plateau region of Narmada Valley, paddy lands in Bihar, UP, and the Vindhya Plateau and several other cultivated parts of India. You can say that where the agriculture, the paddy cultivation is done in India, there it is found. Can you guess in which region are these settlements located in India? This is the dispersed settlement. Now, where it is located in the tribal parts covering central part of India, eastern and southern Rajasthan. So these dispersed settlements are found in the tribal parts covering the central part of India and eastern and southern Rajasthan. Then the Himalayan slope and land with dissected and uneven topology. So the Himalayan slope and the lands which are with dissected and uneven topology. The topology is uneven. There you can find the dispersed settlement. Now, why the dispersed settlement is found there? See, in India we can see a variety of settlement patterns given the variety of climatic factors, availability of water. So it depends upon the variety of climatic factors, how the climate is there, availability of water, whether the water is available there, then slope of the land, level of the land. So all these are the factors. So you can see the houses, dispersed settlement. These are the dispersed settlement. Now, nucleated settlement. Nucleated settlement are found throughout the plateau region of Narmada. We have already seen these are found in the Narmada Valley, paddy lands in Bihar, UP, Vindhya Plateau, and several other cultivated parts of India. So this is the paddy crop you can see. On the other hand, dispersed settlements are found in the tribal parts covering central part of India, eastern and southern Rajasthan, Himalayan slopes, and lands with dissected and uneven topology. So this is the dispersed settlement. So here the definition of the topography is given, the arrangement of natural and artificial physical features of an area. So this is the topography. Topography means the arrangement of natural and artificial physical features. Physical features means the physical characteristics of that particular area. And you can see in the figure, their uneven topography is shown over there. Now, see the Brazil. You can see in the figure, the Brazil map is shown. Earlier, the European, the Dutch, the Portuguese formed settlements in Brazil. The settlements were mainly in the coastal area. So you can see along the mostly along the coastal line only the settlements were done, coastal areas. In the picture also you can see the coastal area is there, and there the people, and you can see the boats and all there. So now the urbanization in Brazil. So along the coast you can see the figure, the houses are shown. So along the coastal areas, the settlement is done. So factors responsible for urbanization in Brazil. So what are the reasons that are responsible for urbanization in Brazil? The coastal regions mainly, why? Because along the coastal areas, the settlements have been seen. Favorable climate, that they industries. The industries also have flourished there only. Now in the figure A and B, you can see images of two settlements in Brazil. One is from the Amazon River basin in Brazil, and while the other belongs to the coastal area. Observe the settlement patterns carefully and name the type of settlement pattern. Write a comment on their density and type. Now, figure A, you can see the lowlands of Amazon River, and figure B is the Sao Paulo. Now, in Amazon River basin, we can see the dispersed settlement. So, in Amazon basin, dispersed settlement is seen, whereas in Sao Paulo, we can see the nucleated settlement. So, in Sao Paulo, nucleated settlement is there, and in Amazon basin, dispersed settlement is there. So, the population density is higher in Sao Paulo due to, so why there is nuclear settlement in Sao Paulo? Due to good water supply, large range of natural resources, whereas it is lower. So because of good supply of water and large range of natural resources are available in Sao Paulo, so there is nucleated settlement patterns you can see, whereas in the lower in the Amazon River basins, there is due to the unfavorable climatic conditions. The climatic conditions are not favorable, heavy rainfall is there, and dense forest is there. So there, because of that, you can see in the lowlands of Amazon basin there is a dispersed settlement. The earliest settlements in Brazil were formed by the settlements from Europe, mainly in the coastal areas. So you can see the Europeans have came here and they have made the settlement in the Brazil. You can see along the coastal areas. That is marked. You can see the arrow that their coastal areas, they have made the settlements there. Now the settlements have developed and are densely populated. The major reasons of development are as follows. Although the coastal climate is hot and humid, the flat land is limited due to rugged topography. Even if the coastal climate is hot and humid, the flat availability of flat land is less over here. The region has a good water supply and a large range of natural resources. So Sao Paulo is the example, which is having a very good supply of water and very natural resources are available in abundance. Sao Paulo has extensive area under rich soil. So where the area, the Sao Paulo is having a very rich soil is there, extensive area of rich soil, which makes it ideal for growing coffee. So coffee is cultivated in this region. It also has a large supply of natural minerals close by. So the natural minerals are also there. So large supply of natural minerals are there, such as iron ore, and it also has a steady energy supply. And also energy supply is available over there in Sao Paulo. Now the southern eastern area has a good transport system too. So good transport system is also seen there. This makes the Sao Paulo area a nucleated settlement because of availability of all these uh, resources or facilities. The Sao Paulo is having nucleated settlement. Now, rural areas such as the northeast highlands suffer from extreme drought. So, towards the northeast area, the highlands are there, so they suffer the droughts. So, you can say the rainfall is very less or no rainfall. Because of that, droughts are there. Settlement becomes sparse as we move in towards the central part of Brazil. So, as we move in towards the central part of Brazil, the settlement becomes sparse, means less. So give are the major reasons. Now we will see the major reasons for that. Area is covered by thick, dense equatorial rainforest. So the area is mainly covered by the thick, dense forest. The climate here is unhealthy and unfit for settlement. The climate is not good, so it is unfit and unhealthy for the settlement. Limitations on use and exploitation of natural resources. There are limitations on use and exploitation of natural resources. Poor transport links in the region. Transportation system is also very poor in this region. The level of urbanization is measured in terms of percentage of urban population to total population. So how the urbanization is measured? It is measured in the percentage of urban population to total population. Out of total population, how much urban population is there? According to that, level of urbanization can be measured. Now we will see Brazil trend of urbanization. You can see in the graph is shown over here. That is of Brazil urbanization from 1960 to 2010. So what is the interval of the data? So how to find the interval of data? Just see the year downside, horizontal line 1960, 1970, 1980. So the difference between 1960 and 1970 is 10 years. The interval of data is 10 years. Now in which period did urbanization occur rapidly? So urbanization occurred rapidly in the decades 1960 to 1970. So you can see in 1960 it was just 47.1 and in 70 it went 56.8. So during the decade 1960 and 70, urbanization occurred rapidly. Write 5 sentences analyzing the graph. Now analyzing the graph, you have to write sentences. The graph shown interval of 10 years, we have seen this. The urbanization was lowest in the decade. It is clear from the above graph that the growth of urbanization in Brazil has been fast. So it is clear from the graph that the growth of urbanization has been fast in Brazil. Brazil is one of the few developing countries which is highly urbanized. It is one of the country which is, in spite of being a developing country, it is highly urbanized. Brazil's substantial urban growth process is unique, and one of the underlining factor contributing to its present day rapid economic growth. So the urbanization procedure in Brazil is a unique. So it is and one of the underlying factor contributing to the present rapid economic growth. Now today, about 86% of Brazil's population lives in an urban area. About 86% lives in the urban area. In Brazil, rapid urbanization happened mainly in the south and the southeast. So mainly in the south and southeast region, urbanization has become rapidly. Sao Paulo emerging as a major metropolitan and industrial area. As Sao Paulo has been the industrial area and it has become the metropolitan area. Looking at this growth in few parts of the country, because of there is a concentration of settlements in particular part only. So because of that, the government is promoting go west policy, which will reduce the pressure on few areas where population is concentrated and will reduce regional imbalance in the country. So that because of that go west policy, what will happen? This will reduce the pressure on the few areas where in Brazil you can see only few particular area is only concentration of population in there only. So to reduce the pressure, the government is having the policy go west policy. So this will reduce the pressure. Country also will be reduced. Study the chloroplet wise urban population of Brazil and answer the following question. Chloroplet map is a systematic map in which Areas are marked denoting the distribution of some property such as population density. So now looking at this, answer the questions. Which state or region in Brazil is the most urbanized? You already know the answer. That is the Sao Paulo. The most urbanized state in Brazil is Sao Paulo. Which state or region is the least urbanized? As per the graph, we have three states in which least urbanized, which are, from up you can see, Para, Piauí, Marajo. So towards the northeast, you can see these states. Compare the line graph shown in the figure here and the one drawn by you for Brazil. Write 5 lines on the changes in that have occurred urbanization in both the countries with the time. Now, you can see there are two line graphs. One is of India, the first one is of India, and the other next one is of Brazil. So after comparing both the graphs, it is evident that the urbanization in Brazil has happened much faster than India. See, because you can see here in 1961 it was just 18.8, then it is slowly, it is very less compared to Brazil. Brazil in 1960 only 47.1 it was, then it went to 56.8. So in Brazil, the urbanization is faster than India. Now, in India, in the decades 1960 to 70, the growth with regards to urbanization was recorded at 0.2. The growth rate was just 0.2%. On the other hand, in Brazil, the growth was recorded at 9.7% in the same decade. In the same decade, the difference is much. Okay, it is India is just 0.2%, and while in Brazil it is 9.7%. The growth of urbanization in India was 5.1% in the decade of 1970 to 80, which was the highest as compared to all decades between 1960 to 2011. So during the decade of 1970 to 80, the growth of urbanization was very much, that is 5.1, the highest one, as compared to other decades. On the other hand, in Brazil, the growth of urbanization has nearly doubled from 1960 to 2000. This clearly indicates that urbanization in Brazil was much faster. So in Brazil, it is doubled. So we can see clearly that the urbanization in Brazil was much faster. In the decades 2010 to 2000 to 2010, the rate of growth of urbanization in both Brazil and India was nearly the same. India is 3.4% and Brazil is 3.1%. So during this year, decade 2000 to 2010, you can see both the growth of urbanization in both the countries was nearly the same. Both the countries are developing countries, but urbanization has been more in Brazil as compared to India. And from 1960 onwards, urbanization is going on in India slowly and consistently. So as compared to India, as compared to Brazil, Brazil and India, from 1960 in India on in India from 1980 onwards, urbanization is going on slowly and consistently, continuously. It is going on, but it is slow process. Observe the two satellite images given below. Describe the settlements with respect to physiography. Considering the physiography, where could these settlements be located? Find out their settlement pattern and limitation with respect to their future growth. Now looking at this, these are the satellite images. Now location. Now both satellite images show human settlement in a mountainous region. So both are of mountainous regions. One settlement is along the slope of the mountain while the other is on the top of the mountain. So one is along on the top of the mountain and one is on the slope of the mountain. Now the pattern. Both are dispersed type of settlement. The dispersed type of settlement is seen there. Now future growth. Future growth for human settlements seems difficult. It is seem to be difficult. While considering the first image, this is mainly because of the forest land along the mountain slope. In the first image, this is because of the forest land is along the mountain slope. The second image showcases steps going downwards. There is a danger of landslide in this region. Hence, here too, the scope of future growth for human settlement is very less. So, these are the reasons that there more human growth of human settlement in future is also very less chances. Make a short note on comparing between settlement patterns in India and Brazil on the basis of following points. Now you can see in India, A and B, they have shown nucleated settlement and dispersed settlement. Now location. Human settlements are mostly found in those areas where there is availability of water, favorable climate, abundance of minerals, efficiency transport system is there. For example, there is a dense forest concentration of human civilization. Sorry, there is a dense concentration of human civilization in the north Gangetic plains of India, as they have fertile soil. So we have seen. So in India, there is a concentration of human civilization. Means more concentration of population is seen in the area where north Gangetic plains, because there the soil is very fertile, favorable climate is there, availability of water is there. Similarly, in Brazil, where you find dense human settlements are found near the eastern coast, as it has fertile soil for cultivation and favorable climate. So humans will settle there only where the water availability is there, fertile soil is there, where the climate is good. There only human settlement will be more. Along next one is the pattern. Among both the countries, India has various type of human settlement. For example, in the North Indian plains along the rivers and the roads, we find linear type of settlement. So towards the North Indian plain, along the rivers and the roadsides, linear type of settlement is seen in India. Whereas at the confluence of the rivers and in the cities, we find nucleated settlement. So where the rivers are there and also in the cities, nucleated settlement is there. In the mountainous and desert region, we find dispersed type of settlement. On the other hand, in Brazil, along the eastern coast and in the cities like Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, we find nucleated settlement. Whereas in areas of Amazon Delta, we find sparse settlement. So this is the comparison between the India and Brazil, where the settlement patterns are different in different areas. Now type. As both the countries are developing in nature, one can find rural as well as urban human settlement. For example, India, most states like Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, etc., have rural settlement. So these are the states which are having rural settlement. Most of the population lives in the rural areas. Urban settlements are found in the cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, Jaipur, etc. So the urban settlements in India are found in only most of the cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, and Jaipur. Otherwise, the most of the population stays in the rural areas. In Brazil, states in the southeast like Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Espírito Santo show more urbanization. So these are the states which show more urbanization in Brazil. While those in the north like Pará, Maranhão, and Piauí, etc., show very less urbanization. These are the states which are showing very least, means very less urbanization. Now, density. The dense or nucleated settlements are found in the place experiencing favorable climatic condition, availability of raw material, sound transport system, etc. On the other hand, sparse or dispersed type of settlement is found in the place experiencing adverse geographical conditions. Where the adverse geographical conditions are there, there is the settlement is sparse or dispersed type of settlement. And nucleated settlement is found there where the favorable climatic condition is there, raw material is available, good transport system is there. Now the example is while there are dispersed settlements in the desert of western Rajasthan, the coastal region have dense settlements in Brazil. So the dispersed settlements in found in the desert of western Rajasthan. So the coastal regions have dense settlement in Brazil. In Brazil, along the coast, dense settlements you can see. Except for the Manaus region, there is sparse settlement in the rest of the Amazon Valley. So only in the Manaus region, there is more population, more settlement you can see. Otherwise, rest of the Amazon Valley, there is sparse settlement is there, and dense settlements along the eastern coast. And along the eastern coast, there's a dense settlement you can see. Now, what a geographical explanation for this? As you can see from the map, urbanization has occurred more in the coastal states than the states in the interior of the country. So along the coast, urbanization is more coastal areas, coastal states, urbanization is more as compared to the interior states of the country. States like Sao Paulo, Goiás, Minas Gerais have more urban population than states in the north. So you can see these are towards the south and along the coast. These states are there and they are more urban population. They have more urban population. In this part, Manus is a port on the confluence of the Negro and the Amazon. So you can see in the figure, Manus is the port over there. This port is on the confluence of the river Negro and Amazon. Which factors have affected urbanization in Brazil? The degree of urbanization is more in the eastern coastal region of Brazil. Eastern coastal region of Brazil is having more urbanization. This region benefits from the north South Atlantic Sea, the northern Atlantic, North South Atlantic Sea coast, the hot and humid climate, availability of water, natural resources, agricultural land, transportation facilities, uninterrupted electric supply. So electric supply is also very good, etc. have affected urbanization in Brazil. So these are the reasons because of which urbanization has been rapid in Brazil. Okay, so again we will revise what we have learned. In India, we can see a variety of settlement patterns. The patterns given in the variety of. So, what are the reasons? The climatic factors, availability of water, slope of the land, and level of land. So, these are the factors which are responsible for settlement patterns, variety of settlement patterns in India. So, different patterns, settlement patterns are seen in India. Nucleated settlements are found where they are found throughout the plateau region of Narmada Valley, paddy lands in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Vindhya Plateau, and several other cultivated parts of India. So these are the parts in India which are having nucleated settlements. Now, dispersed settlements are found in the regions like tribal part covering the central part of India, eastern and southern Rajasthan, Himalayan slopes, and the land with dissected and uneven topology. So dispersed settlements are found here. The earliest settlements in Brazil were formed by the settlers from Europe. They were settlers from the Europe. The settlements were done in the Brazil in the areas where mainly in the coastal area. The Sao Paulo area has a nucleated settlement. So what are the reasons why the Sao Paulo is having nucleated settlement? The region has good water supply, then rich soil ideal for growing coffee. So as the water supply is good and fertile soil is there, so coffee plant can grow more over there. A large number of natural mineral close by, such as iron ore. So natural supply of minerals is also there. Iron ore is found in abundant over there. A steady energy supply is there. Then good transportation system is also there. Good transportation system is also found over there. Settlements became sparse as we move in towards the central part of Brazil. So towards as we move towards the central part of the Brazil, settlement has become sparse over there. Major reasons for sparse settlements. So the area is covered by thick, dense equatorial forest. This is the very important reason that the area is covered by the dense forest. Then the climate is unhealthy and unfit. The climate is not good. Limitations on use and exploitation of natural resources. So limitations are there on use of and exploitation of natural resources. Poor transport links in the region. So poor transportation system is there in this region. So sparse population of sparse settlements you can see in this region. The level of urbanization is measured in terms of percentage of urban population to total population. Percentage of urban population out of total population gives you the level of urbanization. The growth of urbanization in India. In India, the growth of urbanization has been slow. In 2011, the level of urbanization in India was 31.16%, quite low compared to that of developed country. So it is quite low as compared to the developed country. Urbanization has become more in the south than in the north. The most urbanized state with 62% population living in the urban area is Goa. Delhi is more urbanized, that is 80% urban. Of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Kerala, urbanization is more. So if this question will be asked that name the states in India which are more urbanized, so you have to write the names of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Kerala. So low level of urbanization is seen in which states? Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Rajasthan. These are the some of the states with low level of urbanization. Brazil is one of the few developing countries which is highly urbanized. So Brazil, in spite of being a developing country, which is highly urbanized. Urban population in Brazil is about 86%. So 86% of the out of total population, 86% of the population lives in the is considered as the urban population. Now, looking at this growth in few parts of the country, the government has started Go West policy, which will reduce the population pressure on few areas as well as reduce regional imbalance in the country. So this will help to reduce the imbalance in the country and also pressure on the areas which are having which are more populated. State like Sao Paulo, Goiás, Minas Gerais have more urban population than the states in the north. So these are the states in the south which are having more urban population than in the north. Manaus is a port on the confluence of the two rivers, which are those rivers, that is the Negro and the Amazon river, where urbanization has occurred. Now, are the sentences right or wrong? Rewrite the wrong one. India does not have a great tradition of urbanization. This is wrong because see, India has a great tradition of urbanization. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Python, etc. are few examples of urban settlements of earlier time. So we have learned this already, that urbanization has been since from the ancient times. So when the statement is wrong, you have to write the right statement in front of it. The earliest settlement in Brazil were found by the wrestlers from America. No, this is also wrong. The earliest settlements in Brazil were found by the settlers from the Europe, not from America, from the Europe. And in which area they have done the settlement? In the coastal area. Northeast highlands of Brazil suffer from extreme drought. Yes, this is true. This is right. And you have to write right there only. How the question is same way. You have to write. They have asked right or wrong, so you have to write right or right if it is right. Otherwise, if it is wrong, you have to write wrong, and then in front of that, you have to write the right statement. The growth of urbanization in India has been very fast, reaching 86% in 2011. So this is wrong. This is about the Brazil. Wrong. The growth of urbanization in India has been very slow. In India, urbanization grew from 18% in 1961 to 31.2% in 2011. The growth of urbanization in Brazil has been very fast, reaching 86% in 2011. Now we will see the give reasons, geographical reasons. Availability of water is a major factor affecting settlement. The human settlements in a particular place depends on the factors like, so the human settlements, if human settlements are found more in particular areas, so what are the reasons? What are the factors responsible for that settlement? That is the climate, availability of water, topography of the land, how the land is, whether it is a flat land or it is having a slope and hills are there, availability of economic opportunities, transport facilities, government policies, etc. So these all are the factors. Yeah, good opportunities are there. If employment is there in that area, transport facilities are there, frequency of transport is there or what. More if it is there, then settlement will be more in that region. Their government policies are various government policies are also there. So if they are also there, so that area is getting more settled. Now human settlement is there more. Of all these, availability of water is a major factor affecting human settlement. So among all these factors, availability of water is the most important one, which is affecting the human settlement. Water is required for survival of living beings for purpose like drinking, cooking, agriculture, industries, etc. So water is required, very important, very essential for every living being. So it is required for the survival of living beings, and other domestic works also are not possible without water, like drinking, cooking, and also agriculture and industry are also require more water. So availability of water is the very important factor. Due to availability of water, agriculture and industries flourish. So because of water, availability of water, agriculture and industries flourish in that area, generating employment opportunities. As a result, if agriculture is practiced there, industries are there, then that will develop employment. Employment opportunities will be there in that area, leading to development of the settlement. So people go and settle in the nearby area if the employment opportunities are over there. The ancient settlements in Varanasi, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Python developed in the river basin. So the earliest settlements were done in the river basin. This shows that because of the water availability in the river basin, their settlement have been seen in the ancient times. Thus, it can be said that the prosperity of human civilization depends on availability of water. So we can conclude that the human settlement civilization is mostly dependent on the availability of water. In Brazil, majority of population is found in the eastern coastal area. So in eastern coastal area only, majority of population is found. So what is the reason? Although the coastal climate is hot and humid, the flat land is limited. Even though the ability of land is also limited due to rugged topography, and eastern coastal of Brazil has a good water supply. The eastern coast of Brazil has a good water supply and large range of natural resources are available over there. Good natural resources are available in that region. The eastern coast of Brazil has good water supply. So the region has a rich fertile soil. Because of that, fertile soil is also available over there, which is the most suitable for coffee cultivation. So even if the land availability of land, flat land is less, topography is rough, but because of the water available is more and the soil is also fertile. So this plantation of coffee is practiced over there. Also, this region is rich in minerals like iron ore and has a steady power supply. So we have already seen that. This example is the Sao Paulo. Uh, their coffee plantation is done. Then iron ore is found mostly over there, and the power supply is also good over there. An excellent transportation facility is also available there, and very good transportation system is available there. Due to these factors, agriculture, industries, and trade has flourished. So because of this, agriculture is practiced, industries are also flourishing there because of availability of water, and then the settlement has increased over there. Now, which are the state examples? Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Espirito Santo. These are the states which are having more settlement. So, major of Brazil's population is found in the eastern coastal areas. So, most of the Brazil's population is found in the eastern coastal areas. So, these are the reasons. Urbanization is increasing rapidly in India. Now, what is the reason? In India, there has been growing industrialization, leading to availability of jobs in the urban area. So this is very major factor, that is the growing industrialization. Many industries are growing, are developed. So that what because of industrialization, availability of jobs is there. So this results in urban areas. Urban areas have better facilities and amenities like water supply, electricity, health, and education, etc. So, as the settlement is more in urban areas, so they have the good facilities are there. Also, the amenities like the water supply, electricity, health, and education is also found better here. There is increasing migration of people from rural areas to urban areas. So, because of this, the ability of employment is there, then facilities are also good. So migration of people is there from rural to urban areas. The urban population is increasing due to the expansion of urban centers and emergence of new towns. So because the urban population is increasing because of the urban centers, expansion of urban centers, and new towns are developed. Due to all the above reason, urbanization is increasing rapidly in India. Now, except Delhi and Chandigarh, urbanization is low in other parts of India. So, what are the reasons? Delhi and Chandigarh are union territories lying in the flat northern plains of India. So, these are the two union territories lying in the flat northern plain of India. Northern plain of India. Delhi is the capital of India and has an ancient history of urbanization. So, as we all know, that Delhi is the capital of India and is having an ancient history. Since from ancient times, it is having the urbanization. While Chandigarh is one of the most well-planned cities. So, it is Chandigarh is well-planned city. Both Delhi and Chandigarh have good water supply due to river Yamuna and the Bakra Canal. So, due to the availability of water also, this is the main reason. As compared to the other cities in North India, both the cities have well developed infrastructure and good transport links and other amenities. As compared to other cities in the North India. So these two cities are having a good infrastructure is there, good transportation system is there, and other amenities are also available there. Fast developing industries and commercial centers in these places offer high employment opportunities leading to urbanization. So because of the industries are very fastly developed there, and high employment because of industry. If industries are more developed, then employment facilities are also more over there. So this is leading to urbanization. Hence, except Delhi and Chandigarh, urbanization is lower in other parts of India. So this is the reason. The Brazilian government is promoting Go West policy. Now we have already studied this. Brazil is one of the few developing countries which is highly urbanized, but urbanization in Brazil is confined to the south and southeast. So urbanization is very fast. Rapid urbanization is there in Brazil, but it is urbanization in Brazil is limited in the region of south and southeast only. For example, states like Sao Paulo, Goiás, Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro have very high urban population. So these are the states which are having the highest urban population. Western Brazil continue to remain least urbanized, which is creating region imbalance. And while these are the states which are towards the south, southeast, but the Western Brazil is not having the urban population. That is remains least urbanized, which is creating region imbalance. Because of that, here towards the southeast only, the urban population is more, and the western it is very least. So, in order to reduce regional imbalance, the Brazil government is promoting Go West policy. So that to reduce the imbalance, because of that, in the western there is very less population, urbanization is very less, and towards the east southeast it is more. So, to reduce that imbalance, government is promoting Go West policy. Now, write a comparative note on urbanization in Brazilian India. Now, growth of urbanization in India has been slow. So in India, it has been slow from 18% in 1961 to 31.2% in 2010. From 18 to 31.2%. Growth of urbanization in Brazil has been rapid from 47.1 to 84.1 from 60 to 2010. So in Brazil, you can say that is rapid urbanization is there, and while in India, it is very slow. Urbanization has been more in the southern part than in the northern part of India. So in the southern part, it is more than in the northern part. Urbanization in Brazil has been more in the coastal states of south and southeast than in the states in the interior of the west and north. So we have seen this. Most urbanized cities and states of India are Goa, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. These are the most urbanized cities of or and states of India. Of Brazil are Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Espírito Santo, Minas Gerais, and Manaus. So these are the most urbanized region in Brazil. In India, least urbanized states. So in India, the least urbanized states are Himachal Pradesh, Bihar, Assam, Odisha, and Uttarakhand. So in India, you can see these are the least urbanized states. And in Brazil, the least urbanized states are Pará, Maranhão, and Piauí. So these are the least urbanized states in Brazil. To create regional balance, the government of India has promoted policy like go to village. So as in Brazil, we have seen to create regional imbalance, the government of Brazil has started the Go West policy. In Brazil, government has started Go West policy. While in India, the Indian government has started promoting the policy like go to villages. So this will help to create the imbalance in the regions.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I come to an end of the lesson. Okay.